One of the major finding is that there are different ways. I mean, students don't just do enjoyment or effort,
Mm,
effort for experiences. You know, it's understandable that we have many of them, and that, for example, some of my students are varsity athletes, and their life tends to be all about sports, sports, sports. But then when
yes.
they were asked about ikigai, yes, they had some pictures from sports and athletics, but also they had pictures of hanging out with the other friends or studying or trip or whatever that might be. So that they really talked about different experiences, and what that does is basically bringing different values to their life, to their current life. So going back to the notion of ikigai perception, feeling that your life is worth living. So their perception of life worthiness was, again, it's not like philosophical questioning. Oh, what does that, is my life worth living? That, not that kind of questioning, but it was really experiential, if you will, and it's based on the more values you collect, basically,
Mm,
from enjoyment, effort, stimulation, comfort, arguably the better. Your ikigai level gets higher because you have more things to ground your perception of ikigai into it. And that leads to what I called value diversification, that you want to not to have, for example, 10 enjoyable experiences. You'd rather want to have, for example, two of enjoyment, two of effort, two of stimulation, two of comfort, so that you have four, experience values represented in your life at a time. So that's one thing. You can do that by having different experiences totally. Like, for example, athletics do effort. Let's say you also hang out with the friends, which is
mm-hmm.
enjoyment. That kind of stuff, you can do that. Or another thing you can do it is actually you can identify different values in a one dominant experience. For example, again, athletics. Let's use an example of athletics because it's
Okay.
so dominant, investing a lot of time. Practicing sports can be very much effortful, but at the
Yes.
same time, if you think about the sports, there's some casual hanging out with their teammates and stuff like that, so you can identify some enjoyment. Um, well you can feel so much comforted and relaxed with their teammates because you spend so much time with them. But at the same time, if you, for example, travel to a new place because of a tournament, that could give you some stimulating experience as well. So that if you actually can recognize those different aspects and their different types of value in a one experience, you can still maintain a high level of ikigai, arguably, because of that diversified values.